So it's an ever common occurrence. People buy these beautiful teardrop shaped terrariums with a tillandsia in them. Now this one I purchased from Lowe's. It was in the clearance section, you know, when the tillandsia start to suffer and they're starting to die. Then they put these on clearance and you get them for a really good price. But you want to plant something in there, but they have these pebbles. And you could scrape away, you know, until you blister your fingers or, you know, break the glass. And I have a container where I've been storing these in. So it's a tedious feat. And I don't know why they like use a certain type of glue that doesn't come out easily. They just need to have it secure, you know, until it's sold and then whatever. But this makes it difficult to use them, and if you try to remove them all, you can break them. I had water soaking in here and nothing. It didn't really cause this to loosen. So even this glue they use, as you can see here, there's still residue in there. This glue is basically not water soluble, which is probably good. You don't want it to contaminate the plants. But anyway, I want to go ahead and try to figure out a way to remove the glue, and then I can use this for something else. So the first thing I'm going to try after realizing that water doesn't work is rubbing alcohol. So I'm just going to squirt a little in there, and we're going to see if this actually works or not. So soaking it in here, and I had 91% isopropyl rubbing alcohol, but it seems like they are coming a little looser, so it may work. You know, if not, I'll try acetone, but let's dumping this alcohol all over in there. So the best thing to do would be to squirt some in there and just let it sit for a few minutes, and then I'll come back and see if it did a good job removing a lot of it. So we'll just let this sit and I'll be back. So after having it soak for a few minutes, you can see how this piece here is pretty become malleable. So it seems like it does work, but to a very minimal extent. But I'd rather use something less caustic, especially since I don't know if these stones are artificially colored or not. It could just be some like rose quartz. But I'll have to just play around with it for the time being so I don't spill more of the rubbing alcohol. Let me bring this cup over so I can manually put it in there. But you see, like trying to just pry it, it gets hard, and you don't want to use a screwdriver and scratch this or whatnot. But you know, just soaking in alcohol has actually loosened some of these. And look at this. It actually got the glue to come off with it as well. So maybe I can even get this glue off the glass that way, and it would look even neater from underneath. I mean, if not, I'm sure Goo Gone will get rid of it. I just don't want to stick Goo Gone in here because it will be really hard to clean up in here if you get it up there, and it's just tricky. So I figure use the safe method, something that evaporates nice and clean versus something I'm going to have to clean really well with like dish detergent. As you can see, it's starting to work. So what I'm going to do is just give this a little more alcohol just to get the higher parts of it. It's funny, I'm wasting alcohol and there's a shortage now. I don't know if I'll be able to even get any more when I run out. So let's see. I just don't want to like risk these stones scratching the glass as well. But wow, yeah, just letting it soak for a few minutes is actually working. Okay, so you can see how filthy this water is, and it's just tedious to sit and let it work. You know, the stuff that's further in is more caked with the glue. So I'm just going to dump the alcohol out and then empty these rocks. So then I'm going to try acetone. So now I'm going to pour some acetone in here and see. If you look at it, it's actually reacting. That is so interesting. Look at it. How it's like, here, let me put it level. You can see like there's a reaction on here. That's if I'm shaking, but if I hold my hand really still, there's still some sort of reaction. And let's look, you can see how cloudy the water is, so it's dissolving the glue as well. Oops. No, more glue. I think the rubbing alcohol was, nope, it's doing its thing. Oh wow, it took a big chunk. We may have a winner. I'm going to add a little more. Yeah, the thing was almost empty, so I just put the rest of it. The thing about the thing about acetone is it evaporates too readily. Well, look at that. So you can see how it took out a lot more glue, and it's more effective than the alcohol, isn't it? But you need a lot more because it just evaporates so readily. Oh, there's a big wad of glue in the middle. That's probably where they glue the tillandsia. And look at that, even the pebbles are starting to turn a little whiter, if you ask me. So alcohol, you can probably loosen them a little more tediously, but without losing as much color as you can with the acetone. So I went to the garage and filled this up with industrial strength acetone, you know, without all the foo-foo stuff that nail polish remover tends to have. And now I can just pour as much as I need in there. You can see after I removed what the acetone got, you can see that now there's a huge gap in the middle, and the acetone's still discoloring. It's soaking, you know, grabbing more of the glue and the coloration to an extent. Wow, this acetone's really cold from being in the garage. At least it's not the dead of winter, it would have been colder, but you can see that it is working better. Okay, let me continue to do this, drain and add fresh, etc., and I'll show you the finished product. So you can see how the acetone left a white film over it and hopefully didn't go all the way to the top. Although it did splatter a bit, so you know it's going to be tedious trying to run something up to clean up there. But anyway, what I learned is when I pour the acetone, it immediately dissolves some of the glue, and then it's not working anymore, so I have to dump it and put fresh, then dump, then put fresh, then put dump. So here, like a 6-ounce container that I filled, you know, used up and filled, you know, used up a little bit. It was a little less than this and refilled, so it really takes about 6 to 12 ounces to clean this. Well, instead of adding acetone, I'm now just going to, hopefully the alcohol will rinse out some of the white haze left by the alcohol. So I'm going to do that, and then hopefully that will get things in order. Ta-da! So I used some paper towels, I wet one to clean the inside really well. And I noticed the outside was getting like little blotches, and I was like, is there acetone residue on the inside and it's not coming out? But it was on the outside, so I was able to take another paper towel and just clean the outside really well. It's not still 100% perfect, but it's so close. And this is going to make a nice teeny weeny terrarium. I'm thinking maybe miniature orchids in here or something, in the sundews. I'll see. So stay tuned to my channel. Subscribe so you can be notified if I ever do anything with this, which I am hoping I will, and to see what will come of it. I hope you found this video helpful, useful. Thanks for watching, and happy planting.